Hello, everyone. We are back. Um, okay, so we are back. So you see these creatures on the backs of the whales just off the side of the ship.
Are
They
these whales that I know? Are these my whales?
they are of the same species, yes. What did you call them again? Phoenix whales, was it? Or
Phoenix whales, Mistacidi, I think is how it's pronounced.
all right, Mystaceti whales.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's three of them. The ones here are not like full size. They're I don't know if there is a term for it, but they would be like teenagers. They're still growing, but they're not quite calves.
Like juvenile.
Yeah, juveniles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
All right, Viper's in the water. This is just her backpack and clothes are on the deck, but she's not there.
okay.
B shouts ahoy! I'm like waves.
Greeting these whales. I don't think Viper even fully registered that there was anybody on the back of the whales. Just like as soon as she saw water spouts, she probably just kind of lost it.
No.
Okay. So yes, you dive into the water. Um, give me an athletics check.
16.
Okay.
And if that's for swimming, it's an additional +2.
Yeah. What's your +2 from for swimming?
Pathfinder Basics Aquatic.
Ah, okay. Right, yes. So you dive into the water and let me think about this for a second. Does anyone have studies related to the ocean or ocean peoples or ocean creatures?
I have Oceanic Ecology, but that doesn't necessarily encompass any like humanoid species.
I have Saurian and I have Opera.
Hmm. I don't.
I'll
Hmm.
take a
Actually, V, that latter might actually apply here.
Hell yeah.
Dorothy, do you have anything? No? Okay. So, you two, um, V and Viper, give me knowledge checks. And you get to apply your interests. Viper, I'm going to say that your Pathfinder Basics bonus also applies to this.
Okay.
Whew, that's a 4.
Wait. Oh, there's just a big old button that says knowledge check. Okay.
This is quite a lot of Opera.
10 +2, so 12.
Okay. All right. So V, you have never heard of these creatures before. You wouldn't be surprised though if there was like operas, if there was an opera that features them, as they are rather scary looking to uh, the eyes of those who would live above ground. Maybe saurians would feel a bit more kin to them, as saurians tend to have sharper teeth than the other species, especially the Gatorians. Um, Viper, as you dive into the water, you recall that these things are commonly known as sea devils.
Well, thanks to Dorothy, I hang out with devils all the time now, so it's cool.
Rude.
It's
So
chill. It's
fine.
chill.
Yeah.
mean.
You know that they are aquatic folk, and they sort of like move about in roving bands as far as you can recall, and they have a tendency to strike at land dwellers, either their ships or their ports. They don't really like do the whole landside invasion thing as far as you can recall. Usually if they attack a port, it's like they just wreck the docks and don't really go further inland for the most part. And that they are slippery sons of guns. So yes, Viper has dived into the water. V, you're in the crow's nest. Dorothy, you're at the port side railing. What are y'all doing?
I'm hailing them, being, hey, ahoy, how goes?
I know other C words too. I'm a sailor.
I could try to impress if you would like a roll.
Yeah, let's get that.
Okay. That's a 12.
That is a 12, huh? Okay. Oh, did I not? Okay. They look up at you, and they shout something at you in... What languages do you have, V? What languages do all of you have?
Just the root walker language. And also common, I guess.
I have Saurian and rats.
Saurian, Elven, and Whale.
Here, just root walker and Saurian, I guess.
Okay. The language they speak sounds kind of like a specific dialect of Saurian. Yeah, Saurian is the common language, to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
But it is sufficiently different that you can't quite make out what they're saying. It sounds like they are probably greeting you, V. Like they're likely facing the same issue of like you just shouted at a greeting in Saurian at them, and so they're probably also like, was that a hello? Unclear.
Is that tree still loading a musket? I can't tell.
Well, I am up here, and there are flags, so I'm gonna put like a white flag, like a hi flag, like a hello. That's not a surrender flag, but it is like a parlay flag. I think that counts.
Grab the one that says howdy.
Yeah, it's got a little hat tip on it.
Okay. Let me just... Yeah. Let's see if they can parse what's happening here. Yeah, they get a 15. They're you like drop a flag, and I guess they've probably seen is it like just a white flag, or is it like a specific like greeting flag?
I think it's a white flag. I think Madame V's just gonna reach for the clearest possible flag, and she knows that the white flag is the talking one. So
Okay. So you lower that, and I think the one that like shouted at you the one that's sort of like the pinkish color, um, takes its like spear thing and bangs it against their chest and then raises it aloft at you and then starts talking to the other ones.
What's I'm gonna shout down to Hanar. Be like, well, the fighting's over for the second. I would appreciate your expertise.
Oh God, is this a new scene?
Yeah, I'd say it's a new scene.
Okay, then I'm quickly gonna disguise myself.
To be clear, Meat Boy is still on deck. It has not been
Oh,
3
I know.
minutes. Yeah.
I know.
Oh, wait. Yeah, Meat Boy's still there. Sure. Okay, so you're casting the disguise self spell.
Mm-hmm. So I disguise myself, and I am not cursed for it.
Hooray.
Yay! Yes. So I guess just the grown-up dwarfy look.
Mm-hmm.
Real girl dwarfy.
Ah, wish you. Oh,
Oh, God. Oh, no. No. You see, no. Not bad at all.
Okay.
human size Dorothy.
Yeah, but like with like limbs and stuff that aren't just ball joints. Yeah.
Yeah.
Human dwarfy.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm just going to like get Meat Boy to just hide off in some barrels or something. Go. Wait until you're dissolved. Go, get out of here.
It just sort of slurps away behind the barrels as directed.
Thank you, Meat Boy. I love you most.
Yeah. Viper, what are you doing now that you're in the water?
I'm checking on these whales,
Yay.
checking for calluses, making sure they're not malnourished, asking how they feel, where they've been, if they're being taken care of.
Give me an investigate roll.
25.
25. Okay. It wasn't clear from above water, but now that you are below the water line and checking out these whales, you can see that they have like sort of like piercings embedded in them at like a couple different places with ropes made of kelp attached to those that lead up towards like the top of the whales. And there's some like these these rivets, I guess you could call them, are made out of bone, and they're in a couple different places. Some of them, as I said, have what appear to be reins attached to them. One of these whales actually just has like a full kelp net underneath it hanging below that is filled with filled with like fish that have been caught by this group, it appears. And there's like scar tissue that has grown around these rivets.
Needless to say, Viper is very skeptical of this approach to whale riding, but how do the whales feel about it?
Yeah, you can literally speak whale, huh?
Yes.
How smart are these whales, Viper?
I was gonna kind of leave that in your court because I don't have a firm idea. Smart enough to have language, but I
Okay.
don't necessarily know that any smarter than that.
Okay.
Smart enough not to be kept in captivity.
Yeah, what kind of questions are you asking?
Um, do you remember me? Why did you not come home? Are they taking care of you? Are you in pain?
Okay.
Etc. Yeah.
Do the whales have memories from their previous lives?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. None of these whales remember you.
Okay.
And they don't know what you mean by like why didn't you come home? Also, as they like communicate with you, their speech seems kind of stunted.
They didn't go to whale kindergarten.
Yeah, yeah, basically, right? Because like the Craish was about protecting the whales, or
Hmm.
the Graven Guard were about that, and
Right.
so like they don't seem to have received an education per se, or they haven't been allowed to have their natural instincts fully develop.
Hmm.
And as for are they treating you all right, the whales also are kind of like,
They don't have a frame of reference.
yeah, they
I'm
they they
guessing.
say they're being treated fine.
Okay.
But yeah, they don't know you get, well, I mean, you got a 25. They don't have an idea of like life not being, having
Right.
bone rivets and kelp rope attached to them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know if y'all are ready to throw down, but Viper is about to start a diplomatic incident.
So, V, you hollered down to Hanar,
Mm-hmm.
and so one of the deck hatches opens up, and what did, yeah, you hollered for Hanar's expertise.
Yes.
And so the deck hatch opens up, preceded by a cutlass, as Hanner comes out and looks around the deck and sees the like bird corpses littering the deck. And she looks up at the crow's nest and says, "It seems the lot of you managed to take care of these pesky birds."
Well, the birds aren't the problem, dear. And I point to the folks off the prow. Um,
She goes over to the railing, and she sees them, and she says, "Shit, sea devils!" And she immediately starts giving orders for the crew to like take up arms and like come aboard deck, and like directing some people to stay below deck. Like she just starts giving orders. None of y'all are sailors or like,
I have watercraft riding.
okay.
I've sailed a few times. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure I
I-
know what this is about.
Viper also technically does with a single rank.
You have the focus for watercraft.
Yep.
Okay. You're also underwater though, so I think you missed this.
Yeah. Also, yes. Also, I'm not on the boat.
So V, I think a lot of this goes over your head, but Dorothy, you can pick up that Hanar is like directing people both to act as combatants and to act as repair teams below the waterline of the ship.
Yes, port. I know what you mean. Yeah.
okay.
Yes, port. Aft. Ah, yes. Yeah.
So yeah, Mabel and Hannah like confirm about like they're discuss. Dorothy, you're right there, so you can hear them discussing about like, well, where should we put our best fighters? Should they be below the waterline or should they be above deck? And Hannah's kind of like, well, I guess split it 50-50 because we don't know where they're going to attack from. And so a lot of the people on deck who aren't familiar with the water are just like picking up on Hannah's panic isn't quite the right word, but clearly Hannah is, again, afraid isn't quite right. Concerned. Yeah, Hannah is very concerned about the presence of these sea devils. So, yeah, you can see all that going on below V, and there's like people starting to climb up the rigging, up the mast to get the sails going.
Oh dear.
Actually, no. I think someone starts to, and then Hannah yells at them not to bother because we can't outrun them.
Oh dear.
So yeah, what are y'all gonna do? Like to be clear, these creatures on the whales' backs, they like can't see the flurry of activity. They are below the railing level of the ship, and they're sort of just like conferring amongst themselves. I think that there is, I think there's about 15 of them, 5 on each of these whales, and they're conferring in their language.
I think that that Madam V is going to like all right, this is gearing up into something, and I think shouts at the sea devils and like is pointing at the storm and is like still like kind of concerned about it and is like I'd keep an eye on that, I think.
Just telling them to watch the storm.
Yeah.
Is that, I'm trying to understand your sort of like inflection on this. Is this like what is the intent with this recommendation? Is it a like, could you watch out for that for us? Is that a, we all better keep an eye on that? Is that a like just a trying to make it some kind of like find a commonality?
I like the goal of asking them to to keep an eye on it for them. So yeah, it's gonna be that one. That's very funny to me.
You're just ordering them to watch the storm for y'all?
Fuck it, yeah. What is that? What would that be?
What's your tone with this? Like, because it could either be intimidate or impress depending upon the way you're asking this, right?
I think it's like, I think it's more along the lines of impress, right? It's a there is more awe than fear in it. Yeah. So I'm gonna roll that impress. It's a 22.
Nice. Okay. Let me, I'm just gonna make a roll to see. Yeah, they've got resolve 3. Good to know. Just gonna sort of try and gauge what their reaction is to this. 10. Okay. They sort of the one that appears to be the leader yells back at you, and you get the sense that they are sort of like referring to saying something to the effect of, yes, it is dangerous. and one of the it says something back to like the crew of one of the whales, and they grab the the rains, which were previously below the waterline, because they're sort of standing in like water that's about calf deep on them, as the whales are just below the waves. And of course, like, this is the ocean, so it is not still. Like, y'all are rolling slightly. It's not super choppy, though, in spite of the massive storm in the distance. And one of the crews of this whale pick up the reins, and they start moving along toward in the direction of the storm, and where you can see that there's sort of like the flock that was dispersed by the water spouts are sort of like recondensing again a ways off, and so they're going off it towards that flock. Viper, one of the whales, is going away.
Okay, wait, before this happens, because
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to get to see what you're doing as the crew is going about their business on
okay,
deck.
so for free action, I am casting whispers so that we can all walkie-talkie with each other. So I cast it because it's under my my skill bonus. And let's see. And I make my saving throw. So while I cast the spell of Whisper and just say like, hey, so you threw yourself off of the side of the boat. What's up with that? I'm tying a rope around my waist that's attached to the boat, and I'm gonna drop myself off the side of the boat. So that people don't see me doing magic. Makes much more sense to me.
Are you
Because I see people kind of gearing up to start another fight. So
okay? Do you drop below the water line, or just like over the side?
maybe just above the water line, so I can like see pretty clearly. That's fine.
Okay. Let's see if anyone notices.
I'm trying to attract attention, so I'm going to roll my stealth or sneak rather.
Yep.
7. Whoops.
Yeah. Let's see. Who's likely to notice? I don't think it's Hannah or Maybell. They're both busy. Let's roll for one of the sailors. See if they see what's up. They have notice 3. So that's +6.
Roll a 1.
That's a 21. So you go over the side.
With a rope around my waist.
Yeah, and you hear Nyx. They say, "Sailor overboard."
I'm not paying you to watch me.
They don't know about you.
I know.
Um,
But I am paying them. I was the one who hired the sailors.
that's true. And
But she does shout that.
oh, you do shout that?
Yeah, I do shout that.
Oh, okay.
This is none of your
So,
business.
so Nyx comes over to the railing and looks down at you and like realizes there's a rope tied to you, and puts their hands on the rope and starts to like pull you back up.
I am going to impress them. No, wait. No, I don't want to intimidate them. I want a good working relationship. Oh, I critically failed, but an 8 plus 4 appearance. No, that's my rat. Sorry, 2 appearance modifier. I am not as attractive as my rat, but that's okay.
Okay. I'm gonna activate that.
How many do you have?
This is the only second that I've activated.
Damn you.
And I believe I also get the same number as y'all get. That or equal to the number or the total of y'all's action dice. I don't recall which, but at either rate, I still have plenty to spend. So yeah, you didn't tie that rope as well as you thought you did.
Okay.
So it comes loose, and you slip through it as you're about halfway up the side of the ship.
Okay. This is why you don't do what I don't tell you to do.
Give me a reflex save.
Like, good, I wanted to be in the water anyway.
I like it here. I can't drown, so fuck off. 10.
That's a 10. Okay, I have to check the rules for climbing. Because I know that that's where the rules for catching yourself are.
So what I should do is tell the sailor that I curse him with my last dying breath and then never show up in this disguise again.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Maybe next time you'll listen to me.
Oh, sorry. It's not a reflex save.
Okay.
It's an athletics check.
Okay. Of 13.
13. DC equal to the failed check DC plus 10 to catch yourself. Yeah. So that was probably DC 15. Or sorry. 15 plus the 10. So yeah, you hit the water. Viper, you see Dorothy in her human Dorothy disguise just start sinking like, I don't know, something made out of
she
metal.
can swim.
That's true. You want to give me an athletics check?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I do.
So yes, Dorothy begins sinking
Alright,
like
so I'm
something
gonna-
made of metal.
Oh,
Gonna have
man,
to go get Dorothy.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool. I'll find you eventually.
If-
At least I can still talk.
How far a walk is it really?
Yeah, it's fine.
You're in the. I mean, we can go back to the world map and actually see how far of a walk it is.
Much farther if you have to climb over everything that's on the seafloor.
Yeah, and then there's also the concern of potentially pressure damage.
Nah, that's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, actually, the closest island is only 24 miles away.
Here we go. It's fine. I have a travel speed of 2.
I think that'd probably be.
I have servants that I can summon.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna. That seems like an unlikely occurrence. I'm gonna take us back to the ship.
Ooh, that sailor's gonna have nightmares.
Okay, so for all I know, Dorothy just jumped in.
Yeah, play it cool, Dorothy. Viper will believe you. Oh wait, no, she won't because she actually has a really good sense motive. Okay, so Viper, you catch Dorothy.
Yeah, I'll go get her.
Thanks. So what's up? Why are we down here? I came for you. I did actually, technically, but I didn't mean to fall fully in. So what's up?
They're enslaving the whales, and I'm gonna do something about this.
Oh, I'll help you fuck them up.
Right on.
Yeah. Tiny little fist bump.
Oh, so we are we fighting? Are we fighting?
Yeah, we're gonna fuck them up.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Oh, maybe you should tell the sailors that we're going to be initiating a fight.
Oh, that's a yes, that's a good call. Yeah.
Should we?
And
No.
V like clambers down, I think, and then finds Hanar and says, yes, we are in fact going to kill them.
Oh my god.
But keep try not to hit the whales. It's important that you don't hit the whales.
I just had the realization that poor sailor just saw like he's trying to pull up someone and the rope breaks and then she sinks like a rock and then so she's dead and then there's like a small doll version of her on the boat somehow.
Oh god.
That would be so like
That's so deeply haunted.
From Satan to haunt you for your like mistake. Oh Jesus Christ.
Oh, and they're also not one of the people who's seen the doll already.
Mm.
Oh no.
Oh.
And this is why we listen
Why
to people.
we're not playing with alignments.
Poor Nyx.
Oh, Nyx.
He's fine.
Okay. Yeah, this is gonna look a little rough because I can't really move the galleon map around. So a question: Are you initiating an ambush?
That's
Because
about right.
yeah, because they aren't expecting the tiniest whale. Sorry, I dragged the whale onto the battle map and it automatically scaled it
Oh,
to,
it's a baby.
to fit in the 5 foot by 5 foot square instead of the actual size it should be, which is much larger. Yeah, that's about the right size. How do I move it to the back? So yeah, V, you
Oh, right. That's a thing.
yeah, it's a roll. It's a tactics roll.
I think I have. I do, in fact, have tactics. That's so
Mhm.
exciting. Okay. I rolled that, and I get a 12.
Okay.
I might spend my action dice on that.
Yeah, you can absolutely spend that.
So, roll 1d4. That's a 1. So that's so ends my luck with it with action dice.
Too bad you didn't get that wild success this time.
So 13 though.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they have notice 5, which is quite high. So they will have +8 to their roll. Yeah.
Yikes.
I think that as Nyx calls like sailor overboard, some people like who are preparing for the fight, they go to the side of the ship as well, and so they've got like weapons in hand, and that tips off these creatures that y'all are perhaps not sticking with the whole flag of parley bit.
Yeah, I've got to scurry up there and change that flag, I think.
So it's only like sporting of you to do so.
Yeah.
Shoot it down. But don't do that because it takes forever to reload those guns.
Yeah. And also, we're not made of flags, Hadrian.
Okay, so you're going back up into the crow's nest then?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Also, I'd like to finish reloading my guns.
Yeah. I think by this point, Meat Boy has dissipated. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can see them readying their spears, and they're directing the whales. But I am going to roll their initiative now. And we're just gonna keep the initiative order that we previously rolled for speed's sake.
Boo. Boo. Also, I'll fix it, but Foxglove's stats actually aren't bad anymore since the last level up for her.
Okay. I'll leave that to you, as you said. Oops, they're not birds. Okay. All right, so they get initiative 12, but this is not a surprise round. As they see y'all mucking about. Yeah, hold on a second. I have to see if Fancy Craft has stats for whales.
Well, none of us are attacking the whales.
That is true.
Well, the whales might be forced to attack.
No.
so, yeah. I've already thought about that.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, there are no whale stats, but I think I can figure something reasonable out. Okay. Right, there's the natural attacks. Okay. Really interesting. Okay. So it's Foxglove's. Actually.
Hmm.
You know what? I think because this is going to be, this could potentially end up being. I mean, this is going to be a fight, right? Y'all have tipped your hand. Show like there is no longer a chance for this things to go peacefully. So I think we should probably save this fight for next week.
Okay.
Because, for one, that'll give me time to cook up stats for whales. And two, it'll give me a chance to put out enough tokens for the whole crew. Since they are at risk with this fight.
Ah.
Yeah.
Can we do my first turn and end it there? Because I'm gonna do something dramatic.
Yeah, do something really cool.
Okay. Sure, Foxglove can delay. Alright, Viper, what do you do?
Put Dorothy on my back, tell her to
Yeah.
hold on, and I am bull rushing the whole entire group of them on top of the nearest whale.
Hell yeah.
Or however many I can get in a straight line.
Okay. Yeah, I think you'll probably... How do you do the
Really big.
So if you're above water, all they see is just a bit of swell in the water, like a wave coming up, and then Viper just explodes out of it.
Yes.
Okay. Swim.
Is Dorothy's disguise still on?
No.
Okay, excellent. So you see that the head of this porcelain doll come up out of the water, and then you see this fucking...
No. I'm in her backpack. It's fine.
Perfect.
Or in her sleeve or something. I don't know.
You don't have a swim speed, right?
No, I just have really good swim or athletics ability.
Okay, give me your athletics roll.
And this will be +2, 19.
19. Okay. So when you swim, you only move a quarter of your swim speed.
Your movement speed, you mean?
Yes, of your movement speed. Unless you have a swim speed, and then you move your swim speed. So, what's your movement speed?
35.
Okay. It's a quarter of that. We'll just say it's 10 for simplicity's sake. So, you start moving towards them.
God damn it.
Them's the breaks.
Oh, well, hold on, that's one move action, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm not gonna have you roll every time. So you can move another 10 feet, but it's not a bull rush anymore. And you drag Dorothy along with you. So I think it is suitably dramatic though to have Viper just like fucking rushing towards the whale with a murderous glint in her eye, or perhaps not murderous, perhaps vengeful glint
Yeah.
in her
Yeah,
eyes.
that's more, yeah.
Okay. So I am going to take us back to the talk screen. Oh, y'all, I put this in chat previously, but for the recording's sake, y'all get 1,110 XP for defeating those birds.
Those are juicy birds.
Yeah, I mean, part of it, the reason they were not as effective as they otherwise would have been, is y'all have enough you root walkers have enough damage reduction to make their attacks very ineffective, and also like Foxglove is largely immune.
And Dorothy can just summon 90 disposable hit points at will. So.
Yeah, and then there's also the fact that they weren't as tough as they should have been because I wasn't doing their ability correctly.
Slight bookkeeping error.
Yeah. In the future, I might give them Swarm as an ability so that they do more damage as a group. I'm pretty sure that's what Swarm does. Because, it's not interesting if they're not a threat.
This is true. Technically.
Yeah, okay. Okay, at any rate, thank you everyone so much for joining us this evening on this flock-filled adventure. I have been your host and GM for the evening, Austin. You can find me on Twitter at notanin, and you can find my game design work at austin-ramsey.itch.io. I've been joined this evening by Christine.
Hi. I just wanted to check real quick. What's the level up point for 4th career level? How many XP?
2,500, and we are going to exceed that. So
We leveled up.
Yep.
Ta-da.
Hey.
More work. Yay. I've been Christine, and I may continue to be Christine. We'll see. I created the podcast You Don't Meet in an Inn, and I have a cat.
Hell yeah.
It's all the credentials.
Yep. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Thank you very much. Also with us this evening is Sasha.
Hi, I've been Sasha. You can find me on Twitter at Sasha_Rinell. You can find all my game dev stuff at tcabbage.
Thank you. And last but never least, Hadrian.
Hadrian, that's my name. It's also my Twitter handle. Find art there. You can pay me. I'll do some for you. It's pretty fucking good.
Yes, as a reminder, Hadrian did all of the overlays for this stream, and they look great.
Humility costs extra.
You're damn right.
So yes, thank you everyone once again for joining us this evening. We will be back again next week to see how the fight against the whale riding sea devils goes. And I will cook up some stats for whales and drag a whole bunch of tokens on deck. And we will see who lives and who dies as the battle begins. But until then, I just want to remind everyone, don't get sparked. See you next week.